Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 11, Lesson 72, and today we're taking on one of the most useful and most misunderstood marks in all of writing, the semicolon. That little dot over a comma looks mysterious, but it really only does a few clear jobs, and once you know them, you'll reach for it with confidence. It's the mark that lets you link two closely connected ideas without stopping cold. Let's dig in. So, what exactly is a semicolon? Think of it as a punctuation mark that links two complete thoughts inside a single sentence. It's stronger than a comma, but softer than a period. A comma feels like a light pause. A period is a full stop. And the semicolon sits right in between. It lets you keep one sentence while holding two closely related ideas side by side. And here's the key. A semicolon can do something a comma simply cannot. It can join two full sentences all on its own. Here's the semicolon's main job. You can use it to join two main clauses, two complete sentences, when there's no coordinating conjunction between them. Watch. The rain finally stopped. The streets began to dry. That first part, the rain finally stopped, is a complete main clause. It could be its own sentence. The semicolon sits in the middle, quietly linking the two ideas. And the second part, the streets began to dry, is a complete main clause too. Because each half could stand on its own, the semicolon becomes the perfect quiet bridge between them. No and, no but needed. How do you know whether a semicolon is even allowed? Here's a quick test. Cover the semicolon with your finger and check whether you're left with two separate sentences. Look at this one. My cousin collects vinyl records. She owns hundreds of albums. Cover the semicolon. My cousin collects vinyl records. That's a full sentence. She owns hundreds of albums. That's a full sentence too. Each line is a complete sentence on its own, so the semicolon is allowed. But if either side can't stand alone as a sentence, then a semicolon is the wrong choice. Now for a very common use. When you connect two main clauses with a conjunctive adverb, words like however, therefore, or moreover, the punctuation comes in a pair. Look, we practiced for weeks. However, we still felt nervous. The semicolon comes before the conjunctive adverb, and a comma comes right after it. That whole second clause, we still felt nervous, stands as a complete sentence. These two marks always travel together as a pair. And there are many of these connectors. Therefore, moreover, consequently, for example. Honestly, the comma after the adverb is the piece people forget most often, so keep an eye out for it. Here's a neat third job for the semicolon. Normally, we separate items in a list with commas. But what if the items themselves already contain commas? Then commas alone get confusing, and we upgrade to semicolons. Look at this. We visited Quito, Ecuador, Lima, Peru, and La Paz, Bolivia. Each item is a city paired with its country, so each one already holds a comma inside it. If we used only commas, you couldn't tell where one place ended and the next began. So the semicolons step in as the stronger dividers, keeping each city and country pair clearly separate. Think of them as super commas doing the heavy lifting. Let's connect this back to something you've seen before, the comma splice. Remember, a comma is not strong enough to join two complete sentences by itself. Watch the wrong version. The show ended, the crowd left. Both halves are full sentences, but they're glued together with only a comma, and that's a comma splice, an error. Now the fix. The show ended, the crowd left. Swap that weak comma for a semicolon, and suddenly the two sentences are joined correctly. The semicolon does exactly what the comma couldn't. Let's boil the whole lesson down to a quick check. First, ask, do you have two complete sentences sitting side by side? Second, is there no coordinating conjunction, no and, but, or between them? If both answers are yes, then a semicolon is exactly what links them. And one more reminder, if a conjunctive adverb like however or therefore joins the clauses, drop in the semicolon before it and add a comma right after. Master those steps, and the semicolon becomes one of the most elegant tools you own. Let's practice. Let's put this to work. In this first set, I'll give you a sentence with a blank, and you choose the punctuation that belongs there. Pause the video and decide before I reveal each answer. The museum was closed, blank. We went to the park instead. Both halves are complete sentences, and there's no and or but between them. A comma alone would be a splice, so we need a semicolon. The answer is semicolon. We saved for months, therefore, blank, we could finally travel. After a conjunctive adverb like therefore, you always add a comma, so the answer is a comma after therefore. Is this sentence correct? The bell rang, the students hurried out. Both parts are complete sentences, but they're joined by just a comma. That's a comma splice. It should be a semicolon. The answer is comma splice. Nice work. This second set brings in the series rule and the standalone test. Same idea. Pick the best answer and pause before I reveal it. We stopped in Denver, Colorado, blank, Austin, Texas, blank, and Reno, Nevada. Each item already has a comma inside it, city, then state. To keep the big items from blurring together, we separate them with semicolons. The answer is semicolons. Does a semicolon fit here? The sky darkened because a storm was coming. Try the test. Cover the semicolon and read each side. The sky darkened works alone, but because a storm was coming can't stand on its own. It's a fragment, so a semicolon doesn't belong here. The answer is no. She loves hiking, blank, but she hates the cold. Here's the catch. There's a coordinating conjunction, the word but, joining the two clauses. When a conjunction is already there, you use a comma, not a semicolon. The answer is comma. Let's gather up what we learned. A semicolon joins two main clauses that aren't linked by a coordinating conjunction. And the test is simple. Each side has to be able to stand on its own as a sentence. When a conjunctive adverb like however or therefore connects two clauses, put a semicolon before it and a comma right after it. And when the items in a series already contain commas, let semicolons take over as the stronger dividers. Remember, a comma alone can't hold two sentences together. That's the comma splice. But the semicolon can. It's the quiet bridge between two complete thoughts. Nicely done. I'll see you in the next lesson.